concept of little brother is a common theme across rivalry games, but there is one where that term has floated predominantly over the landscape of the matchup. When the Paul Bunyan Trophy is up for grabs, there is nothing little when these brothers start battling. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. The Spartans' offense will take the field first. The Wolverines often look at this rivalry as their birthright to win, and boy, did they put the hammer down in a blowout last year.
Yeah, and you heard a lot of hail to the victors, and you heard a lot about little brother and a lot of shots throughout this last year about how Michigan is the program in the state. They are the brand, and Michigan State has heard that homer a ton.
And that's just been a narrative that we've heard throughout the years, too. And it's something that people love talking about in Ann Arbor is that they are the dominant team. And it's not even close in a Sin State rival. Michigan State's got to do something to flip the script. If they want their program to reach the consistency that Michigan has, they've got to recruit better. And a big way in doing that is winning this game.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up fourth down. The Spartans will bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. So the Michigan Wolverines offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And the story is going to be in this one. Will this quarterback be able to operate before that big fella on the defensive front gets right in his grill, Jesse?
And listen, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he better play with the clock in his head in this one. He's not going to have a lot of time. There were a lot of quarterbacks around the SEC that probably felt this way back when they played the Georgia Bulldogs and David Pollock, right?
Yeah, especially those real teams with Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. But, like, here's what's fun. You can't throw the ball off your back. And that's what this guy's going to try to do. Get to the quarterback, affect him. The bottom line is every quarterback becomes really human when you hit him. Can he hit him and make him human?
Back to pass on second down. Gets it out quickly. Brought down at the 48 after a gain of 5.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon. You got to find him in the passing.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes the grab. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield, and he moves the sticks.
Gets it out fast. He stops him at the 31, but not before. He picks up 10 yards on the play. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Second down, they'll go to the air. It's complete to the right. All down, they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Here comes second down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. Looking to fire. This time it's complete. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
To the air on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Well, no secret, this guy was a big part of their key to success. Already 2 catches on the opening drive, and they go back to him again. This time the defense is in better position, and they force the incompletion.
Wants to keep it in the air. Firing to the right, complete. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play, in prime position for a score.
Nice job by the defense, forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. Trying to find the end zone. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
Ooh, and that's a nice sigh of relief for the defense too, right? There was a broken tackle. The guy made it look like he was going to pick up the first, but because of great effort defensively, they were able to get the stop, and now they're setting up 4th down.
He wants to throw it. Wide out, trying to get it in. Into the house. Touchdown, Wolverines. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. Guys, these two have been showing contempt and disdain for each other for more than a century. First meeting back in 18...
Yeah, and my goodness, you think about all the years, all the plays. You think about Mike Hart a few years ago. What was he talking about? Little brother. That stung Michigan State so bad. The hatred for each other is what makes this game so fun to follow every single year.
And I always feel in this game specifically between Michigan and Michigan State, it's the big-time players and the Heisman candidates that have always stepped up and made big plays. So I can't wait to see what the best players in this game are ready to do.
Got a man in the middle. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He just slips and slides his way down to the 42.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on 2nd down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. We've seen this from this sophomore, so dangerous after he makes the grab. After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. No hesitation from this head coach. He will go for it on 4th and goal from the 1. Trying to punch it in. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Nice job by the defense on 4th down, bowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that 4th down play. Really good job by this defense.
Turning it on. The 20. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Michigan.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Looking to throw, it's Ellington. Right on the money. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down mark. And the Spartans are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, they'll go to the power running game. He gets it oh so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. The Spartans will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on him. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Making great decisions. That's what all of the legendary Michigan quarterbacks have done. John Navarre, Elvis Gerbach, and the guy I can't remember drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name? Tom Brady? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was pretty good too. But when you think about Michigan, you don't always think about the quarterbacks, and you don't always think about airing it out. But again, if you want to be a great college football team nowadays, you better be able to throw that pigskin.
Just on the edge of the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 21. Looking downfield on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. It's caught. Tight coverage there did not stop him from making the grab. It's 1st and goal from the 8. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw it again. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Wolverines. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Arkansas took care of business and left little doubt in doing so. And for a program that's won double-digit conference titles between the SEC and the old Southwest Conference, this is big time. No cupcakes this week, fellas. This Big Ten battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Let's talk a bit about Michigan State. They've climbed into the top 15, reached a little bit of a checkpoint, haven't they? Playoff is 12 teams. But it's right about this range if people start tuning in to see what you can do, to see if you're the real deal. Isn't that right, David?
Yeah, and cheering against you, right? Like a lot of times because their teams are doing well or competing with you. But let's see if the squad can build on the momentum. Starting to get some momentum, some love. Now, Jesse, how do they handle that?
I'm excited to see how this team is going to finish, too, because we know they've got talent. They've got guys that can take the game over. The question I have now moving forward, can they do it on the biggest stages? And today, it's about as big as it gets.
Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. Let's see what he can do with it. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. So here comes the Michigan offense. Everything's been working so far. They've had it 3 times, reached the end zone on each occasion, and now they're back to work. It's on target and complete. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. He's got it on the right. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
And the defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
The Wolverines are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Zings it complete to the right. These 2 guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
And the Wolverines in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. He's got an open man. And it's complete at the 6. Defense right there, but now they're backed up with a goal-to-go situation.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing 1st downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field, stringing 1st down.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to go up top. Plucks it out of the air. Touchdown, Michigan. Haul that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
I think there were a lot of doubters that wondered how this team was going to be able to handle this environment and whether or not they could find success early in this game. They have proved all of those doubters wrong. They have been dominant in every phase, on offense, on defense, and on special teams, and they are piling it on here early in this game on the road.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. 1 running back in the backfield, and he has it. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Now facing a 3rd and long. To throw, it's Ellington. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Spartans will try to pin them back with the punt. Wants to bring it back. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Wants to go up top on first down. Quick completion on the out. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of first down. Looking downfield, and time is running short. He's got his man. Out of bounds at the 49-yard line, but not before getting it into opponent territory. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half.
I know we're a long way up here in the booth, but guys, y'all remember that ball you could throw that whistled? That thing was whistling. It had so many RPMs on it.
The Wolverines can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. It's complete. He stopped at the 32. It'll be a first down in the waning seconds of the half. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw on first down. Quarterback moving. Got a man. It's Rasmussen. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get three before the break. And this will be a bit of a challenge, a 46-yard attempt from the right hash. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And that's a nice end to this first half. Put points on the board, create a little bit of momentum. You're still losing, I know. Go into the locker room, talk about some adjustments, and come out with some momentum.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Spartans will boot away to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Extending the play. Outside the pocket, lets it go. He's got it. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Paul Bunyan, a huge part of trophies in the Big Ten. He's got an axe. He's got this trophy for the Spartans and the Wolverines. Where do you guys rank this trophy?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, there's so many trophy games, I feel like, in the Big Ten, David. This game, obviously, it always has Big Ten implications, national championship implications. I will be honest, Paul Bunyan trophy gives me the heebie-jeebies a bit, though.
You don't like it, it just kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies. I hear you, but how about Reese throwing a ranking on us? Rank the trophies? Reese, what are we doing here? We're not...
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. And the Wolverines now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Unloads it left. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Takes a hit as he fires. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. The Wolverines send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. Hauls it in, looking for space. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
And those outside linebackers nowadays, they're so fast. They got to cover ground, but you can blitz them off the edge, and they can get after quarterbacks. Versatile. That's why they're getting drafted so high in the NFL and getting paid all that money.
They want to run this quarterback. And it looks as if he'll pick up maybe a couple.
And you can tell the QB wants to run. He's going to be a big part of the game plan. And the defense really, really understands that. I got to understand. And more importantly, when I get a lick on this cat, I got to take it. Like, not dirty, not cheap shots, but end of the plays, when I can be physical and really make him feel me, I think that'll always bode well in a fourth quarter game.
He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. Quick pass on the jet motion. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in the booth, Dave, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field. And that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time, that's what forced the incomplete.
Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You've got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked. They should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
Snagged out of the air. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. After an abysmal first half, goose egg on the scoreboard, the offense trying to find itself. It's 1st down. Gonna look downfield again. Unloads to the wideout. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. It's complete to the left. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the 1st down.
They're trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that 1st down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
6th play of the drive coming up. Looking to pass. It's Ellington. He's got it. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on fourth down. Now the toss. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play. Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man on the right. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
Well, the quarterback got it to his receiver quickly and gave him an opportunity to make a few moves after the catch, but he's got to do a better job with ball security that time. That is a costly fumble.
Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out of the 26. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to fire. Just a short pass to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. After swapping ends of the field, that gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. Got his man. He'll move it up to the third. Yard line, and it'll be a first down.
And at some point for the defense, I'm just thinking, hey, man, like, it's got to be somebody else. I mean, the big tight end has made play after play after play today, and we know if it gets close in the fourth quarter, they're going to look his way, so the defense really needs to have a plan.
The short hands, it's Brown. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. He threw a couple of costly interceptions in that loss last week, but a really good job to take care of the football in this one.
And Reese, at that position, you better have a short-term memory, right? Quarterbacks have to forget about it, move on, forget the mistakes. Nice job putting that behind him last week. Coming out today, putting together a great performance for his team.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Finds his big tight end. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll give him maybe 1 on the play. It's down to the 20.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to...
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick. And the Spartans backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space this on first down. Toss sweep to the right. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short. From the gun, running back on the move. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. The Spartans come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Got it behind the line. It's Longo. Oh, he's got some space. Out of bounds at the 18, and that is just what they needed to get it away from their own end zone. And the Spartans will line it up on first and 10. Takes the handoff, and he's going right. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it, but the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
To the air on first down. Quick completion on the out route. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Got his man.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, making sure he makes the right decision.
The Spartans come to the line needing just inches for the first down. He'll go to the sneak. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it? And the Spartans kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Gives it on the option. And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play. Didn't get much on first down. It's second and 9. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Working well behind the sticks on second down. The pull and throw off the RPO.
Screen pass just not working there. You figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
Looking deep down the right side. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Running through contact. Got room on the return. The 30. He's at the... And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Wolverines. Boy, do they need that score. Gave them a little cushion as they try to put a stop to this 2-game slide.
And this has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively, special teams, and now on defense here in the fourth quarter. They're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Good news, I guess, a lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. After picking up a couple, it's second and 8. Back to pass. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
As has been the case for the majority of this rivalry, it's Michigan who once again will take home the mighty Paul Bunyan Trophy. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.